Yeah.
Because I can. I like that. Okay, welcome everybody. First thing I'm going to ask, if you have not signed in, raise your hand. Joanne Lamb, where are you? Joanne, you're the new member. I'm sorry. It takes us a little while to get faces and names together. Some of us longer than others. Okay, everybody signed in? For sure, Pat's going to do a head count now. She will. I know, I see somebody walk in and then I go around looking for them to say something. I'm going, where did they go? Okay, Pat, you want to do, Pat's going to tell us how many members and guests we have present.
Oh my.
40, right now, 50 members, including our new member, Joanne Lamb, the one that I was yelling at.
It's like taking home.
A couple of members who have renewed tonight. Alison Gardner, where are you?
Right here.
Yes. Yeah, Alison was coming back to us. I may need your email. I'm not sure if I've got all your information.
Okay.
Okay, we have tonight Michelle Parker.
New quilters!
Kathleen Reiki. And as I just said, Joanne is a guest, but she's also just joined the guild.
Well, welcome.
3. Oh, Captain Scott? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Judy, Russell, do you have a treasurer's report for us?
I just have a couple of things. We still have some people that have dues outstanding, so, oh, can you hear me now?
You're going to feel like you're going to eat the mic.
Okay. I just want to remind everybody we have several people with dues outstanding, so between Pat and I, we'll keep reminding you to get those in. And you see me, I'm sitting right over there. And I guess Patty also wanted to mention that the balance for the retreat is due with this next month or tonight? Tonight, okay. So if you plan on going to the retreat, see me. All right, I think that's it.
Okay, Pat emailed out the minutes to you all. Hope you all read them. We're going to try to be good about this year. So do I have somebody who will make a motion that we accept the minutes as emailed? Pat Ashman. Do I have a second?
Second, Cindy Sanders.
Cindy Sanders. Okay, is there any discussion, any changes? Anybody remember something that we didn't? Okay. Can I have a vote? Aye, if you accept.
Aye.
Thank you. That's all done. All right, Sharon Kalinowski. We're going to talk about AQS.
Yeah. Oh.
So Quilt Week starts today. We still have a lot of opportunities for you to volunteer. Particularly the hostesses. There's 6 areas that we have to cover. Some of them we can combine, but at a minimum I need at least 4 people to do that. That's the least I can operate on. Otherwise, some of the exhibits will go without people monitoring them, which is problematic because that's very visible to AQS. So we want to make sure that we are able to continue having this revenue source, and any help you can give is greatly appreciated. Tonight, I'm going to send the sheets around with a pen so you can put your name in. I recently had a cancellation for a lecture. Those usually go pretty fast. So this is a unique opportunity for someone. It is quilting and color. 101. And that is on Friday, 11:30 to 1. That sheet is in there. It does say full, but there's a circle around the spot. Also, in any of the sheets, when you look at the sheet, in yellow, it's highlighted where we need people. And if you've forgotten your shift, there is a sheet, a bunch of sheets on the back that gives everyone's assignment. Everyone who's ever volunteered in the last 100 years, I think, is on that list. Yeah. Please do not send me text messages. They're very difficult to keep track of. There are over 300 volunteers, and if I got a text message from everyone, I would go insane. So email is my preferred method of communication. It creates a paper trail for me and a timestamp. If you have to, you can give me a phone call, but realize the number that's listed on all the communications is a landline. It does not accept text messages, so just be aware of that. The sheets that have your name on it, please do not edit it. I just put it there for your information so you can go back and check and say, oh, I'd like to do this, but I think I have something scheduled that day. So it's just for your information. It's ordered by first name, then your last name. Okay? We need people everywhere. Fidget Quilts is completely blank on Saturday. I don't know why. But I think at last count I needed like 30 hostesses throughout the day to fill it up. We have a number of spots in Fidget Quilt to sell tickets. Raffle tickets, yeah, several empty spots, and volunteer check-in, and package check. There's 3 spots. But Linda and I have not volunteered for any specific spots. We basically fill in. We basically fill in and stay around the area. So like package check, the volunteer check-in, or the raffle tickets. They're all right there, so we can kind of wander around and help cover those. But things like the fidget quilt and the hostesses particularly, there's only 2 of us, so I don't know. Have you been cloned? Have you been cloned?
I don't think so. They just, without my permission.
So you know, that's the most visible. So any help you can give is greatly appreciated. I did have a question about parking. Parking is, to the best of my knowledge, $15, and you do have to pay every day, even Monday and Tuesday, I thought.
No,
No.
we have not.
No.
Okay, so I have been paying, so I think the county of Volusia owes me $30. City of Daytona Beach, okay, so.
Sharon,
Yeah, so we do have to pay.
Monday and Tuesday, you park where the vendors unload their trucks.
Okay,
That's how it's free.
okay.
That lot is open.
Okay, so my mistake, on Monday and Tuesday, park where the vendors are. The other thing people have asked is parking available here at the church? And I asked Joe, and he said there's been some administration changes here, so it's uncertain. I will make a phone call, and I will send a note out to 300 volunteers, letting them know if that's the thing or not. So in the past, we have been allowed to park here. It's, what, about 3 blocks up?
Half a mile.
Okay.
I was trying to do some math at dinner with Linda. How many total opportunities are there to help out at the quilt show?
I can add them up and tell you.
Approximately.
I think one time I
You know, a lot of people might think if they signed up for one, that might help cover all of the positions that we need to fill. And that is not the case. In order to make AQS happy and feel that we're doing our job, that they're paying us to do, people need to sign up for 2 or 3 slots.
And in the past, there have been a couple of people here who go the extra mile, and they sign up to work almost every day, which doesn't give them any time to see the show. So I made a judgment call last year, those couple of people, and said, if you want to come back The one day you're not working, I will give you a ticket. So, if you were there all day, see me, and we can maybe be sweet-talked into giving you a pass.
Just so you know, my granddaughter and her friend are in high school, and they're getting credit for working at AQS. And they're coming Saturday with me, and this is the 3rd year they've come.
And they are a joy to work with.
Yes.
They've got that
They think they're
energy,
hot stuff because they get to tell people not to touch the quilts. That's why they like it.
So one other thing,
You can flip them up, too.
I did ask Linda because I have gone to 2 quilt guilds, Linda's gone to 1, and we've asked for other guilds to help us out. But I did ask Linda about, is there a broader reach that we can have? Maybe AQS could set up like an email that would,
To the other guilds?
No, an email on their site, like, if
You
you
don't
go,
want our email addresses
No.
out there for everybody
My phone,
writing to,
yeah.
because all of a sudden these men start writing about how wonderful you are, and I'd really like to meet you.
but,
So don't want that.
we may explore other possibilities, for them to create a mailbox for her that's, Daytona, Quilt Week, volunteer opportunities, that a dummy, and I can go in there and do it, or, the person that's doing that, and they can be deactivated after the show.
I
So,
just think we need to dig deep and each person see if they're doing their shared info file.
yeah. I think last time I counted, I went through, and I think there are, every 20 people have not signed up for anything from the group. I don't know how big our group is, but if it's 100, that's 20%. But most other people have at least signed up for 1 shift. And there are people who have things on their calendar that just can't be changed. So, we understand that, but.
And then we get paid to get in each day.
If you are volunteering, you are allowed to come in free for that day. If you're working all day and can't see it, talk to us. We have extra wristbands, you can come another day. We try not to abuse that, because it is an income stream for them, but if you're going to give a whole day of work, you deserve a chance to see the show.
So where do you go when you get there?
So, thank you. Okay, she's going to talk about that. Yeah, so, do what you can. We really need the help, and we really need to show AQS that we can do it.
Do you have to be a member of this?
Oh, no. You can recruit your children, your grandchildren, your husband, your neighbor. Okay. Okay. And any of you who don't have my contact information, I'm seated at that table to the right, and I have cards with my contact info. Just don't put it in the men's room somewhere.
What about contacting like the Daytona Beach College or one of the local high schools, the volunteers, some have textile classes or something like that we can get volunteers from?
We haven't explored that at this time. We're up against the wire. If you know individuals, please have them, drop me an email.
Teachers?
At Bristol, which is where I work, they offer
okay.
community service hours. So if we knew ahead of time, the staff could actually take time off and do community service hours.
Okay, you know what, send me a note and just say, suggestions for next year. At the volunteer table, I will have a sheet that says frequently asked questions around, what we get asked the most. And I also have a little sheet that says notes. So if, during the show you think of something, or there was an issue, please make sure you let the volunteer know, and we'll write it down.
Did you want to ask her another question, or?
Are we done?
Okay.
Okay, going. Here we go. Back to you.
Be nice to Sharon, because I want to ask her to do it again next year. If you aren't, she may tell me no.
Linda, they used to hand out gloves. Do they still do that? You
No.
want to know?
No one touches the quilts once they're hung, period.
And the reason for that is because what
They fall
happened is
down.
they fall down. What they're up on is not as secure as it should be.
Last year, we had 2 walls of quilts come down during the show. 3 walls of quilts come down during
And
the
one
show.
of them, before the show, I don't know if you remember, we had the president's display. That one fell to the ground. And how many of you can name the presidents in order, starting with Washington?
Including ones who had 2 terms, and which term do we hang them in? That was a real fun hang-up. There was, I mean, the Schroeders were there hanging up. I was there around the corner when it happened, and I heard them start to go ding, 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 ding. So, anyway, okay. We have on our membership list from last year, we have 95 names. 66 people have signed up to work, which is good, because I know we've all been doing this this would be our 10th year if it weren't for COVID. So we're not as young as we used to be when we were hanging quilts, because I don't do that anymore. But we still need to keep up filling the spots. And so the ideas of contacting high school guidance counselors who can suggest to kids, or the principals of high schools, or colleges, that's a great idea that we could try next year. This year has been extremely difficult to fill spots. I don't know if it's because it's, you know,
We're getting older, we can't stand that long.
yeah, and it's not just our guild, the other guilds, a lot of people are. And we have several people going to be out of town that are always working at the show. We have several people who are too ill to work that are always working at the show. So, you know, it's happening. But those are good suggestions that I've written down, so we will have them for next year to help. Okay, back to my list. Back to AQS. The aprons. If you are a member who has never received an apron, there's a sign-up list over there. And your apron will be waiting for you when you check in at the show. Embroidered. And you can decorate it however you want after you get a hold of it. We did 1 bag, and now I had to order more. Tatiana's crazily embroidering the logo on it. Yes, thank you, Tatiana. When you come into the room through the main hallway off Auditorium Boulevard, you turn to your left to go on the show. Go through the first doors. Directly to your right, past the sign up to win all these wonderful things, is the volunteer check-in table. And that's where you go to report to work, or if you work later and you're coming in the morning, you can come in at 9 o'clock when it opens and get your wristband and walk around before your shift. You check in with those ladies, they will give you a wristband. If you're a guild member, please wear your apron. I'm going to ask her if she's going to make us also wear the volunteer tags. If you're not a guild member, you will wear a volunteer tag that they give us. We have our own, but they like theirs better. Ours are cute, they're all embroidered, but they don't like it. So you'll get your wristband, your name tag there. The ladies will tell you where it is you're going to be working and check you in. And if you're wearing one of the volunteer name tags, they have to be turned in when you're done. You can turn it in at the end of your shift. Your wristband still gets you through the entry the whole day. They are color-coded for the day, so you can only use them that day. And the policy they have is if you work, you get to come into the show that day for free. But if you hang quilts on Monday and Tuesday, we will give you credit for that work, and you can come to the show one day off that. If you're working all day, you have 2 days, and you say, I'll work all day Tuesday or all day Wednesday, and I want to come see the show Thursday, Sharon and I can work that out. It's just, you know, for those of you that are willing to work 4 shifts in a day, bless your hearts, we think you should have a reward for that. Okay. Raffle tickets. Here we go. Debbie has a bunch of raffle tickets that nobody has picked up yet, so she's going to call some names because we don't recognize everybody's faces.
I don't think there's the same 20 that haven't signed up, but I did check the list, and there is a Karen Watts here that I don't recognize. Okay, these tickets, there's 12 of them, so if you buy your own, they're 6 for $5, $10. Joanne Hamilton? You don't have your last name. She had a beautiful flamingo.
Yes.
Some of these names, I know, I used an old list. So it's everybody. Dar Bennett Tendy. I picked them up last year. Nancy Van Oken.
Well, Nancy's not coming back.
Okay.
And Dar, does somebody know about Dar? I don't think Dar is either.
Okay. I don't have a.
I know.
She has last year's list,
I
so.
started with last year's list. And all of the new members have paid for their tickets the day that they sign up, so thank you for that. Sarah Benson, Jamie Berggren, Cindy Bowl.
Cindy Bolt has moved.
Okay. Joanna Dark.
She's in New York, she's not coming down.
Okay, I know Terry Gordon doesn't, she's in a couple of things that I belong to, and I don't see her. Jenny Lane, Carla Langbox, Karen Lake, Amy Becklin. Doesn't sound like any of these are good names, so we'll just sell them at the show. Denise Peterson,
She's, her daughter's getting married, she's not gonna be here.
Marianne Pitts, she's a member.
Yeah, Mary Ann is, and so is the other lady. Mary Ann should have them, but she's not.
Denise,
I think Mary is one of the ones who's helped us people who come. I think she'll enjoy it.
okay. Kim Ramus, Barbara Wrestler, Cindy Rose.
Cindy's not coming back.
Okay.
I'll take part.
Okay. And Carol Ann, I know she's a member of Aberdeen, so I can get that to her. Okay, so we'll just sell these, I guess, at the show.
Just a reminder, your wristband is good all day, but your parking, once you leave the lot, you're done.
Yes.
So there's no re-entry on parking. So don't take your car and go out to lunch and think you'll get back in.
But we can still park here.
If
We don't know that yet.
Oh, we're still.
We're trying to find that out.
We're talking this lot, not that lot. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's business parking during the day.
But at the arena or the convention center, once you leave the lot, your parking pass is no longer valid. You can only
Right.
re-enter.
Right. And the parking has always been an issue, but the city of Daytona owns all that, and the city of Daytona wants us to pay to park. They don't care if we're volunteers, they don't care if they're vendors. The vendors have to pay to park. So, there's just not a whole lot we can do about that. Carpool, if you know another place you can park over beachside and walk there that's not far, okay, but the basic area, when you're coming, if you're gonna come hang quilts, on the west side of the building, the back, what we call the back. During the event, you can park in that lot if you can get in, across the street to the west of the Peabody, or in the parking garage. Those are the three places. Okay, let's see. Coral, do you want to tell us about upcoming programs?
Have Aurora talk about this weekend first.
Well, Scotty will talk about it.
Okay, all right. Let's say blah, 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 blah.
But you want to talk about March's workshop programs?
Okay.
Well, everybody's being really exhausted after February, so it'll be fun stuff this Saturday. And then in March, Sally Terry is coming back. Everybody had a blast at her free motion quilting class. And so this time she's going to do two different things. The Tuesday after the March meeting, she's going to do thread painting. So she is going to, the kit will be $20, and it's this panel and 4 spools of thread. It's this hummingbird. Yep, okay. But you'll be thread painting this panel. Yeah. And so you can sign up for that tonight. She'll have to make all the kits, but it's I can pass it around to stick yourself on the pin there. But the thread painting has gotten to be very popular. Now, what she'll also do is on the Monday, March the 10th, read the notes from Pat, because it's a participatory program. So you want to wear your favorite colors. Don't cheat and just put on solid. Make an apron out of the material you don't know what to do with, or wrap yourself up in a shawl. But come all colorful with material you're not sure how to use in a quilt, because it's going to be a program on making all your colors work and turn out awesome and play well together. So, it's an absolute stitch. And then there's so much interest interest in Mindy's stand-up and sew bags, which she did last year, that she's volunteered to do on the sit and sew in March, to come and do that class again. And we'll need to collect names on that because she has to put together a kit for that. So that's $20 for the kit and the
I'll
program.
have to see how many people.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do it at the March sit and sew.
Yep.
And we did this at Aurora's thing Saturday, and everybody just got their own supplies and brought them. And I just sent out a message, here's what you need to have and have ready before you get there.
And they just need to get the pattern.
Yes, pattern, fabric, Peltex,
Okay,
but ready.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So March will be busy, February's busy, and then April is the members 5 by 5. So Julie's been very sweet and is heading that one up, and she has got 5 willing presenters, which is even better. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Are there sign-up sheets for all of those?
Yeah.
Find her. Or in Mindy's case, we'll find her. Until we get everything set up, which you'll find out about the new Groupworks replacement, but it's gonna take a month or so till it's really flying. And then we should be able to do everything Groupworks did except take payments. And that will be coming later, so almost full functionality, that word. Okay, block of the month.
I have a new volunteer this month. Joe, come on up. So while Joe's coming up here and we're ready to do the drawing, if you're new to this and you haven't heard of the block of the month, each month we present another block. I'll show you how to make it. You will get it emailed to you. The pattern will be emailed to you. Go home and make as many of those blocks as you want, and you bring them back. And this month we had, how many? 28 blocks turned in, so probably one drawing. And then if your number is drawn, you will win those blocks. You go home and make a quilt. And I can't remember what the name of this one was. Floating Star. Floating Star. And the beauty of this block is there are no points to match. Even when you put them together, the way that the outside edge is, there's no points to match or seams to match. Okay. 182. Oh! 182. Who has 182? The last 3 numbers on your ticket. And your name? Debbie West? Okay, so whoever's taking the minutes for today, Debbie West, 28. Oh, so we get 2 winners. How awesome. Debbie West, did you win?
167.
167. Judy Russell gets a free calendar.
I only did 9 blocks.
9? Oh, wow. Okay, so for next month's block of the month, that you'll turn in next month, I hope you guys are excited about this one. I think it's stunning. Joe, could you hold this for me? I made 6 blocks to show you, and it's called a floating cathedral window. And it looks a lot harder than it is.
That's what they all say.
No, it's a forgiving block. Again, this is a floating cathedral window, so I deliberately designed this so that there's no points to match. This floats in a white background. So in your instructions, it's going to tell you to cut your white background. Won't that make a stunning quilt with all of these floating cathedral windows? If you haven't ever seen a cathedral window, the thing about them is that they have this curved piecing in there. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start with, the instructions will tell you, 4 white squares. And that's your 4 white squares right here. Just 6.5-inch squares. Then, to those squares, you will cut your cathedral windows, which are 5.5-inch squares. Well, they're 5.5. Darn it, I should have made 5-inch squares. Okay, but they're 5.5-inch squares and any color. You want, bright things because it's going to be the cathedral window, stained glass window. Take those squares, fold them in half and iron them. So here I've got a bunch of them ready to go. So now I've just got 6.5-inch white squares, 5.5-inch folded triangles. Now you're going to take those folded triangles and put them on your white square and stitch that raw edge very close to the edge, like 1/8 of an inch, because you don't want it to move. Okay, let me move all these things so that you can see. Now when you've got that like that, if you've done any sewing at all, you know that this fold is a bias edge, and a bias edge stretches. So if I fold this back like that, it naturally stretches and bends. So that's all you do. You fold that back, and you've got it stitched down at 1/8 of an inch, very close to your edges, so it's not going to fold all the way off. Fold it back like that, and then just top stitch towards this inside edge, not the outside edge. There was 2 folds there. There's 2 folds. You're on towards that inner edge here. And where's my other one here? So this is what it looks like. So after you've top stitched it on that inside edge here, you actually have a little flap that's open there, and that's your cathedral window. And then you take 4 of them and sew them together, and you've got your floating cathedral window. You're top stitching on this side, not this side. So this is a little floating edge.
It has some dimension.
Yeah, can you see that way back there?
Can you long arm something like that? Yes.
Yes, it definitely can be long armed. I'd be happy to. Whoever wins it, bring it on over. Yeah, and also in the instructions, you'll see you want pop that inner seam so that you've got a flat seam, because you've got a lot of material coming together in that middle point. So you want to pop it so that it's going around. Okay? Hope everyone participates in that because they're just so pretty. So you'll get the instructions emailed to you.
Mindy, I have a question. I always wonder this every month. For the background, are we having a particular color?
On this particular one, I said use a white.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. We did on the Funky 4 patch, which I want to show you that real quick too. That was last month's that we turned in, which is very appropriate because we kind of have the funky look right here. And we said use at least 1 black fabric in it. And lo and behold, I won and I made it. So some people think
I drew her name.
Some people think it's ugly. I think it's pretty cool. And I like most of you, I just can't throw away my scraps, so I had a whole bunch of scraps left over, so I made a funky 4-patch background out of the snuggle fabric. So I think it's pretty cool. So, and you know, it's got that sort of modern twist to your crazy quilt, where because all of our seams are embellished, but they're embellished with a domestic sewing machine and ribbon.
It's colorful.
So.
Very cute.
Okay, a couple of other things. We have Lisa Trippi has agreed to be our photographer. But Lisa doesn't live here all year long. So we need someone to work with her in case she's not here while she's here, and then do it over the summer. So if there's somebody that's willing to do that, please talk to me. You will be Lisa's assistant photographer. Lynn Frost is going to take over the Facebook page for us. If you see a really cute meme that is quilting related, I don't know if anybody looked yesterday, but yesterday morning I found a Moda Super Bowl quilting bingo card. And I didn't win anything because nobody yelled at the television and nobody missed a field goal. And one guy was a kicker, wasn't he? And, you know, so I didn't get bingo. But I'm sitting there going, oh, there's a dog. And Bruce is like, what are you talking about? I said, I'm playing bingo. And he's like, okay. It was something to make it more fun for me. So if you see things like that, you know, you can post to our Facebook page also. It doesn't have to be just the admins, but we're gonna try to do some of
It has to
that.
be quilt related.
Quilt fabric
Should they
related.
open it up where we can actually post?
Facebook, you should, I think you've always been able to post. No? Okay.
Comment on something, but
Oh, I thought we had it open.
Doesn't it have to go to the admin?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you'll need to send it to Lynn or me or Sandy. Sandy's still an admin.
Of course, it's not like what you said, it might not go anywhere.
Oh, that means we have censorship rights. I don't like that. Anyway. Okay, so the other help that we really need, again, I'm asking, is somebody to chair the Opportunity Quilt Committee for next year. I know the show is just now, but you don't make a quilt that size with a group in 2 months. It takes a while to figure it out, to get the supplies, to show everybody how to make it, to keep going, hey, you haven't turned your block back in, and then arrange to put it together and have it quilted. So we do need someone. I have someone that will help, but they don't want to run it this year. So we need somebody that will agree to chair the committee and then wrangle a few other friends in with you to get it going. This is part of our contract for AQS, is that we provide a raffle quilt. It's a privilege they give us because we make money off of it, but it's in the contract. So we really are kind of trying to make sure that we fulfill requirements, because they can cancel on us if we don't. So, and this year's been a tough one, so we're trying to really look at. Okay, let's see, photographer Cindy.
I'll just yell.
Okay, Cindy's gonna.
I have a loud voice. So we're working on the replacement for Groupworks. Okay, things are getting loaded up. Look for an email from me through Pat, who doesn't know it's coming yet, when we are getting ready to send you emails so that you can set up your password in the new system. I expect this to happen in the next month or so. So watch for an email from Pat, okay? And if you have questions, email me back. My email will be in the email. What's the new system? The new system goes by exact. That's an X at the beginning, no E, and a K, not a C.
X-A-K-T.
X-A-K-T.
Okay.
Exact, but no E and with a K instead of a C. Okay? But you may never see that actual name, okay? It may all be hidden from you. So.
He is inputting a lot of our data, like membership. He's making it more flexible than Groupworks was as far as classifications and stuff. So, and this guy is very willing to listen to input for things that do and don't work or that are missing. So, to be able to be in on the start of this and get a whole free year of this thing going, I hope, is wonderful. And the expense for it for just part of a year is around $200. They haven't said it yet because they're not charging anybody. But the last people made it free, and then after 5 or 6 years, they just closed shop because they weren't making any money and it cost too much. These people, I said, promise me that you're charging enough. He goes, oh, believe me, I won't run myself broke on this. So hopefully it's something that once we get used to it again, like we got used to Groupworks, we're going to love it and we'll use it all the time. Okay, Joe, you want to say anything about charity quilts?
Mary and Rob Martin in Palm Coast have all 5 of them. They're in line. Quilts of Valor will be back to us, I hope, in March. And while I'm standing, Cindy and I will show. Peter, can I use your help?
Where
are we going to go? Right here. Oh. We have one more to add.
That's really nice.
Now, one of those blocks, the one that's closest to Joe, somebody had turned that into us as something they made and never finished a quilt or didn't want to do anymore. And I said, you know, can you fit it somewhere? He went, yep.
Yep.
A lot of these came from the shop hop 5 years ago. And I have no idea who made them, but we got them.
Yes.
And Cindy put them together, and she had enough time, and she wanted to play. So, thank you.
Good job.
If anybody else has any charity quilts for like babies and stuff like that, neither Sandy nor Leslie are here, but I can, after you show and tell, I can put them in the closet, so we'll take them. Okay, the retreat in March. Patty, you have any spots open?
We do. We have a lot of spots. So, I mean, if anyone's interested, if you could let either Judy Russell or myself know tonight, because I do need to get in touch with Sarah to let her know. Right now, there's only a little more than a dozen of us. We've always had like 20 plus. So I know people are going to be away, and there's other things going on. It is $315 for a single room. $65 for if you're sharing, and just let me know.
What are the dates again?
The dates are Thursday, March 27th. Sure. March 27th through Sunday, March the 30th. It's a 3-night, all your meals are included, from lunch on Thursday, lunch and dinner, 3 meals on Friday, 3 meals on Saturday, and then like brunch or, before you leave on Sunday. And I mean, if you haven't been to Luther Springs, it's a great space. It's, I mean, Sarah, the lady who runs it, the meals are great. I mean, it's a nice 3 days to be away. The room that we have to sew in is you have your own table. You can set up, 2 tables, your own and the one that they supply. I bring my own chair because I happen to love sitting in my chair, and and it's just really comfortable, and we always have a good time.
Yeah, the rooms are real nice. Every room has its own bathroom, and they're all connected with walkways to the main dining hall area, and then to the chapel, kind of, which is where we'll be doing sewing. So if you wake up at 1 in the morning and you can't go back to sleep and you want to sew, you can go in there and start sewing. Nobody's going to bother you.
It's about an hour, right?
A little over an hour, I think, to get there.
About like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
over an hour.
It's a beautiful spot in the middle of this wonderful big area of trees, no TVs, no truck noises.
And you can go to Miss D's.
Yes, you can. Miss D's is on the way. So you can either buy on your way there to work, or when you're going home you can stop. Or if you forgot something, lots of times there'll be 2 or 3 people say, we're going to make a run, and then you can go and get your stuff. Okay, the UFO challenge. Sue is not here. So if you have your UFO list, you can give it to me tonight. Edie, you have one?
I don't have the paperwork.
I'll give you a neighbor. And just give it to me, and then text or email a picture to Sue Martin, and she'll check it off. And at the April meeting, we'll do the drawing, and for each UFO you finish for the quarter, you get a ticket, and there'll be, I don't know, depends on how many door prizes we pick up at the AQS show. So there you go. Okay, how about we take like 5 minutes to stretch? Oh, do we have any new business we haven't talked about? Well, we've talked about everything. After February, it gets a little quieter for business parts of our meetings, thank goodness. Yes?
Yeah, just a reminder, I am going to send out assignments by end of day, that could be midnight on Wednesday. But I will send everyone who has volunteered their information of shifts that they are signed up for. So if you don't get anything from me by Wednesday, shoot me a note. It means I missed you. Okay?
And if any of you wonder why she asked you to email, having done this for, did I do it 6 or 7 years? I can't remember.
100 years.
Many times we're looking at a spreadsheet to send you your little thing, and all of a sudden our eyes will go down a thing, and we say, you're working on this date, and you go back, I didn't sign up for that. We can go back and look at your emails. And go, yep, you're right, you didn't sign up for that, it was my problem, we're all fixed, you know. So that's why emails are so helpful in trying to keep this, you know, several hundred people's things straight. So, okay, let's just take a short break, maybe 5-10 minutes at the most, and then we can get ready for Scotty to talk.